so that if you have to drop off and somebody else joins in later, you can go ahead and explain it, and maybe somebody will give some additional thought to it. So it's the recommendation about specific ownership of specific vehicle makes and models, and what can owners do to protect themselves and help others, right? And
Yes.
help APD.
So basically, and I'll just sum it up for the recording. Over the last year and a half, some teens figured out that Hyundai and Kia vehicles from the 2010s, I think we don't know hard numbers, but it's like that decade. They don't have immobilizers. And so if you can get into the vehicle and pop the cover off of the steering wheel, it literally takes, you just bridge two wires. It's the same spacing as like a USB cable, so you can just plug in a USB. It doesn't actually interface USB. It just bridges those two wires, and the car starts, and you can just drive it however much you want. I actually have a friend who lives in Albuquerque. He lives out on the east side, but his Hyundai Elantra from, I want to say 2013, he had this exact thing happen to him. I have a friend in LA, this exact thing happened to him. And so this is a known issue. It's gotten so bad that the city of St. Louis, I believe, is suing Hyundai over it. It's everywhere. And I just wanted to ask Commander Langwitz, next time, assuming I can make it, if that's where the rise in car theft we're seeing, if that's kind of a big part of it or not. And, pointing towards, there's a lot of reporting on this. Basically, Hyundai announced they have a fix, but you have to pay for it. It's a $200 parts. You have to ask a dealer to install, and it can cost up to $700, $750, including labor, to get it installed. But some journalists did some digging and found that kit, the security kit they're selling for $200, you can get for $50 from Walmart. So that's kind of where I was like, should APD, announce this on, I don't know, social media, publicly or what have you. But I feel like it will help, tone down theft a little bit if, a lot of these vehicles getting broken into and stolen are no longer so easily stolen.
I think that's a really good topic to bring up. Part of it is to see if APD has some insights into that, some information that they could share. And part of it is to help the community recognize that there might be some inexpensive kinds of solutions. It reminds me, I'm trying to take notes here as I go. A friend of mine, Dave Bergeron, he and I are inventor types, and we had talked about building anti-theft systems that could immobilize cars. As soon as somebody breaks in, the car is, with its USB connections, it says, by the way, if you don't get out of the car right now, we're going to disable the engine and you won't be able to drive. We might lock the doors on you. He and I had gone through this brainstorming session on inventions. It's not because I want to be rich, it's because I like inventing things. And I think with you being at Sandia, you're probably the same kind of person.
Yeah.